Hey y'all. We are just gonna wait for a few more people to join and then we're gonna get started. I'm glad you guys are here this evening. What's everybody been doing tonight? Can everybody hear me okay? All right, so everybody, I want to welcome you to my live. I just wanted to come on here really quickly and answer a few questions because a lot of people always have questions on how they can wholesale real estate. I've been in real estate for over 19 years now, and over the last 5 years, I got into wholesaling. I used to be licensed when I lived in Atlanta, and then we had the whole real estate bust. Took some time off, and then I moved to Houston. And then after a few years, I got into wholesaling, and I have not looked back since then. Wholesaling is so awesome. Real estate has always been my baby, but I really, really love wholesaling. So I just wanted to come on here. When I first got started in wholesaling, I spent a lot of money on coaching and mentoring and classes and all this stuff and really didn't get a whole lot out of it. But once I paid my money and kind of learned the game, I said, hey, look, I want to give back. I want to teach people what I've learned and paid to learn, and just kind of give back to the community, because real estate is something that you can use to generate wealth, build wealth, and leave it for generations. Whether you buy real estate yourself, if you wholesale like I do, or if you fix and flip, it's still a very good way to make money. And the method of entry is so easy that almost anybody can do it. And I'm not going to say that the work is easy, but anybody can do it if you take the time and learn the skill. And a lot of times it's not people like me that are actually out there teaching it. I'm just a regular person who likes real estate and likes to wholesale. I don't consider myself a guru, but I do know a lot about real estate and I know a lot about wholesaling. And it's my duty to kind of give back to you guys who want to get in there, maybe who don't have a lot of money to get started, but still want to learn how to wholesale real estate. The best thing about wholesaling is that you don't need a real estate license. And even though I was licensed for years and I enjoyed being a realtor, I love wholesaling and I love not having a real estate license. I love it. Okay, so we had a few questions that were answered or asked earlier, and I want to give you guys an opportunity to ask any questions that you have for me now as well. The first question someone asked earlier today was, how do you find buyers? So honestly, if I can be honest, finding buyers is the easy part. Because if you have a deal with a motivated seller and your numbers are right, the buyers are going to come. That's not going to be an issue. You might even want to keep it for yourself. Try to do some creative financing if you don't have any cash and flip it yourself. So finding the buyers is not an issue. So if that's one of your hangups or questions or concerns that you have about getting into wholesaling, that you won't have buyers, dismiss that, because you will always have buyers when your numbers are correct and you have deals. And when you partner with me, if you join my mentoring program or get coached by me, you can use my buyers list. I have buyers all over, from Atlanta, Houston, Kansas City, Cleveland, all over. And it's not hard for me to find buyers either when the deals are good and the numbers are right. Okay. Is that Ronnie? You asked, what's the first step? The first step I would say is when you want to get into wholesaling is to start letting everybody know that you are looking to buy houses. And that's everybody you know, because there are motivated sellers everywhere. Motivated sellers is what you need to keep your business going. You need someone that has a house and they need to sell. We are wholesalers, but we're also problem solvers. So if you have someone that is, let's say, behind on taxes, they don't know what to do. So many people give their houses back to the county or to the city because they feel like they're at the end. They're sending collection letters, they're sending the marshal out, and they feel like they can't, do anything with their house that's maybe already paid off, but they haven't been paying the taxes. We can help them. But you just have to know and get out there and talk to people so that they know that you are a problem solver. You help people who are behind on taxes. That's what we do. We offer a service on how to help people. It's the same if someone is behind on their mortgage payments. We can help them. And no, you don't even have to use your own money. I know you might be thinking, well, if somebody is behind on their taxes, how the heck can I help them? I don't have any money in the bank. That's all about how to learn how to wholesale and how to get creative and find an investor who may be able to catch them up on their taxes, give them a couple $1,000 and get them out of the house instead of them just giving the house away and back to the city or the county. You could take a few $1,000s, move, and start over. That's what we do. We help people all day long. What other questions do you guys have? Hey, Brianna. Okay, so what's the best month for tax lien deals? Whew. It's different depending on where you are. So like here in Houston, our tax bills come out in January and then in the summer. They don't really get due until or delinquent until about 60 days after that. But anytime during that time, people are always behind on their taxes. They're always stressed about losing their house to taxes. So this business, wholesaling, it's a year-round business. People are always having issues. And even though the tax bills come out at a certain time, you never know when somebody's motivation, when somebody is going to get too nervous to want to proceed or not even want to continue on with the whole process and be scared that they're going to be thrown out on the street. So I would say anytime, Brianna. What other questions? Hi, Toy. I have a best friend named Nicole, named Toy also. How much do you think for advertisement, or do you need to advertise? Well, if you're just starting out and no one knows that you are in the house buying business, no one knows that you're a wholesaler, I always tell people, my students or anyone, you can either spend the time or you can spend the money. So if you have money to spend, yes, you have to advertise. And that could be, Facebook ads. Is really the only thing I really would recommend. I wouldn't recommend going to get, a billboard or, running an ad on TV. I wouldn't recommend doing anything like that because you can and you should start with your own backyard. And that's talking to people that you know, telling people on Facebook. If you had to spend some money, I would spend some money on social media management and get your name out there and get your leads that way. Otherwise, I have a guide also that's 21 free ways to get leads. So you don't have to spend money. It just depends on where your budget is. You should spend some time and you should spend some money on advertising and getting your clients because everything else will fall into place. You need the motivated sellers. All right, so Selena, what other questions do you guys have? Hey, Houston real estate. Toy, Michigan is a very good market. Houston Real Estate, the free guide is on the website, partnerwithnikki.com. And then there's a tab at the top called free guides. And you can click on that and get your free guide on the 21 free ways to get clients. Michigan, you're in a good market. Are you close to Detroit or Flint, Saginaw, Toy? What other questions do you guys have? Well, Toy, that's a good question. We don't, and that's another thing I like about wholesaling as opposed to traditional real estate. We really don't deal with any lenders as far as mortgage lenders. All our investors that we deal with cash. And when I say cash, that could mean actual cash from the bank. It could be a hard money loan. One of the benefits when you're out talking to your sellers is that we don't use traditional banks because these houses are going to be in disrepair. They're not going to be your regular retail house that you would look at that Remax or Keller Williams would list. So we don't deal with traditional banks. Okay. Detroit is a very good market. I lived in Cleveland, so I understand those markets are pretty similar. I'm going to give you guys a coupon code for watching today, too, and that'll give you 10% off any of the services on the website. And it's just IG Live. You can use that coupon code if you see anything on the website that you would like to partake in. You definitely should invest in mentoring and coaching. I'll give you a lot of help. Like I said, you can use you can use my buyers list. I'll give you all the tools that you need, all the contracts, any kind of email scripts. If you're nervous about having to talk to sellers, I can tell you exactly what to say, and I can almost tell you how they're going to respond. We'll role play. I'll get you comfortable enough where you're talking to your sellers with ease. You'll be able to talk to your cash buyers. You'll be able to talk to my cash buyers, and I'll also help you build up your cash buyers list so that you'll have. People think you need a super long list with thousands of investors, and you really don't. I sell all my houses really through text message, and sometimes it's 10 or 11 o'clock at night. It's just that simple. Once you develop relationships with your investors, everything else just pretty much falls into place. Hey, Darlene, do you need a website for credibility? No, because guess who you're dealing with? You're dealing with people who haven't paid their mortgage in 5 or 6 months. You're dealing with people who are behind on taxes. You're dealing with some of these houses that I walk into. I'm like, I can't believe you even invited me over. Hard to walk on the floor. Floor look like it's gonna, fall in. Ceiling is falling in. Who knows what kind of animals are living in these houses? So, no. You don't want to be corporate. I mean, I have several websites, but you don't want to be corporate. I never direct anybody, a seller, to any of my websites. You want to be a regular person because they're having real, regular people issues. So you want to be relatable. So a website is not necessary. I will get a website for dealing with if you're trying to get private money or you're looking for partners to partner with you on deals. I would get a website for that, for the professional side, but not necessarily with sellers. Darlene, that's a good question. How much have I made on one deal? Good question. Should I tell? The most I've walked away with, how about I tell you this first? The least I walked away with on a deal was $350. I know. I still have that check stub in my portfolio because it's a reminder to me on each deal I learned something new. Each deal. And so with that particular deal, this guy, he kept saying, are you sure, are you going to pay my taxes? Are you going to pay my taxes? Or something along those lines. And I was like, Yeah, it's no problem, And as it turned out, he knew, I didn't know because I was new, that the tax bills had just came out. He had no intention of paying it. So almost on the day we closed, taxes came out. And it wasn't in the contract because I didn't put it in the contract at the time because I didn't know. And I had already verbally told him, no, it would be no issue. Baby, I was crushed and I was really, really mad because even though I think I closed that deal in about 9 days, I was expecting 16 or $1,700 more than what I actually got because in order to close the deal, because I had my investor, his buyer who was going to move into the house as a rental, plus my credibility on the line. So I had to eat. I had to pay that man's taxes. I still get mad, and he sent me like 3 referrals after that, and I learned my lesson. So the least I would say was 350. Most is about $10,000 on a deal, and that was a deal that I closed in 12 days. So not pretty bad for just sending some text messages and talking on the phone and writing 2 contracts, really 2 contracts. One is 2 pages. Your assignment contract is 1 page, and that's all you do. Hey, St. Louis cash buyer, you in a good market too. 21,000, that's good, and 1,800 for the lease. Yep, sounds about right. Easy money, right? You're welcome, Rick. What other questions do you guys have? Ooh, okay. How long would it take to learn the business? Um, I wouldn't say it takes long. I mean, I can get you up and running in 30 days, and that's just kind of getting your logistics and everything put in place. You have to look at yourself as a middleman or liaison if you want to be fancy. You are connecting a motivated seller to a investor. In the middle of that is you, the wholesaler. Okay, so you're just much putting 2 people together to solve one problem. So it's really not hard. I wouldn't even try to share this with everybody. I feel like everybody should do it. My kids, I wish my grandson, he's only 3, I wish he would do it because it really, really is a lucrative business to have and do. And it doesn't take long to learn at all. St. Louis cash buyer, I'm in Houston. I work Houston, I work Atlanta, and I also work Cleveland. I've done some Kansas City stuff, but I'm all over. What other questions do you have? Okay, Chris, I stay woke. I stay woke too. You guys got some good questions. Hey, Khalil, I saw you on there. Anybody have any other questions? Well, I'm going to give you the coupon code again. I hope you guys check out the website. It's partnerwithnikki.com. Hey, Brianna, again. Let's see. How do you make sure properties that are in other states are good deals? Well, so you have to run your numbers wherever you are that you're going to wholesale. So when I first kind of started dabbling in Kansas City, I didn't know, what areas were bad, and people would call me and say, "Girl, that's a bad area," or "Nobody's gonna buy over there," and I didn't know because I was in Houston. So what you need to just kind of network with other people, join some other Facebook groups for that area, and get you a partner. I do some deals in Louisiana, and I will, you know, just put it out there. Hey, who can work with me on a deal in Lafayette or Kansas City or wherever it is, and you just find somebody to work with you. It's enough money for everybody, so it's no reason in trying to don't pass up a deal because you're not there, but just pass it along and work with somebody else in that area. I do like virtual wholesaling. It's a good way to make money without, really having to do a whole lot, and you still get to solve the problem. You still get to help someone at the end of the day. Yes, and you can hire boots on the ground. There are companies, I think that was Brianna, that you can hire to actually go out and take pictures for you and kind of put the eyes out there for you if you don't want to JV with another wholesaler. Hey, Vondo the condo. I do JV with newbie wholesalers. Usually, if you have a good deal, I'll help you get it sold. Yep, absolutely. Hey, Imp, C-Town in the house. What's my favorite thing about wholesaling? My favorite thing about wholesaling is that I can work from home. I went to Atlanta recently for the Super Bowl just to hang out and party and stuff. And I was able to still wholesale. I have a tax business too. Sorry about that. So I run a couple of different businesses. Wholesaling is my baby. Real estate is my baby. So um, that's the best thing I like about it is that it doesn't really take a whole lot of your time, and you can move around and do other things as well. And I work when I want to work, but if you don't work, you don't eat. So I do prefer wholesaling over traditional real estate. I love my real estate agents. All my best friends and good friends are real estate agents. I grew up, as a real estate agent. But what I prefer about wholesaling is there's not a lot of hand holding. My sellers that I deal with, they're experienced, and time is of the essence. So it's no playing games. Hey, look, do you want your stuff on the sidewalk, or do you want this roof to cave in? We have to act fast. And I like that. It's no babysitting. It's no hand holding. H-Town Real Estate. What's my website again? It's Partner. So it's just Partner, Partner with Nikki, NICKI.com. Hey, Brianna. Let's see. How much info should you share with another wholesaler before signing a JV contract? Well, if it's not a wholesaler that you know very well, I would kind of, tread lightly. I wouldn't, yeah, I'm funny. So I probably wouldn't give out the address because people will try to, undercut you. So I would just go slow. Make sure they have a buyer. If you really need to JV with someone, I probably would kind of go with one of these companies like, depending on where you are, New Western, or if you tell me your city, I'll find some companies. They're actually licensed real estate agents, but they work with investors, and they will kind of co-wholesale your deal with you. In other words, they will be on the deal with you, and they'll still find you a buyer. And we can talk about that later because depending on where you are, here in Houston is New Western and a couple others, but there's some other guys too that can. Thank you, Chris. That can help you with that. Would I ever get my license again, Chris? No, probably not. Okay, Brianna, what part of South Carolina are you in? I have some friends in, is it New Hope or High Hope, and Round O. So I go all over. South Carolina is a good market. Also, you just have to be kind of like, I think, where the military base is, by the hospitals, and you'll do pretty well in those areas. What other questions do you guys have? I want you guys to wholesale. I want you guys to get out there and make that money in your market. Not just let the big guys do it, because you know what, you see those signs, we buy houses all over the place. Guess what? Those people are not answering their phone. So it's so easy to market, put yourself out there. Don't get intimidated by competition. Just answer your phone. Work harder. That's it. Be accessible. Because the big people with the big money, they're not around. They're not around. So you be there, answer the phone, go to those appointments, and you'll be able to get that market share. Okay. Columbia, Manning. Okay. Brianna, I will remember this and look you up some good co-wholesaling companies close to you, so that if you do, you feel like your buyer's list is not that strong, I can recommend somebody for you to work with out there. And then you can also, you have to be careful, but you can, get your deals sold in the Facebook groups. There's a lot of investor groups out there. You can look for some Section 8 landlords um, who may be cash buyers. There's a way you can look for cash buyers who have bought, if you have a deal in a particular zip code, you can look for the cash buyers that have purchased close to that house. Section 8 is a good source for cash buyers and landlords, especially if it's not a flip. If it's something that, numbers are a little loose, that you might need to, you really can't flip it, but it's a good something that somebody will buy and hold on to, then you want to look for a landlord. Okay. You're welcome, Brianna. You can send me, put your email on here, or send it to me privately so I can find that information out. Um, and send it to you. What other questions do you have? Oh, from Brazil. Hey, got to get out there soon. We're down there soon from Houston. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys that code. Thanks, Brianna. One more time so you'll have it. So you guys can visit the website. It's partneredwithnikki.com. And this site is strictly for people who want to learn the business of wholesaling. Got some good free books on there, some good guides. Of course, you guys are always following this Instagram page, and then also partner with Nikki on Instagram. But you guys can use the coupon code, which is IG Live, and get 10% off. Hey, is that Romany? Who should do the title search? Definitely in your area, you'll want to connect with an investor friendly title company or closing attorney. Make sure that they are investor friendly. So we're not just doing traditional close where we're gonna, have Bank of America finance, a sparkly, pretty house. We're gonna go to close and everything is gonna be great. No. So you need to have a investor friendly title company that is going to know that you are going to be assigning this contract to someone else. So you're not going to be the actual one closing on the house. So they'll be looking for another contract to come behind the original contract that you send them. So once you get an agreement with the seller, you'll send the contract to your investor friendly title company and they will do the title search. And that's always, and make sure your end buyer always has title insurance. Hey, I'm good. How are you? All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up from here. I enjoyed this, you guys. If you have any other questions, please let me know. We'll do another live again pretty soon to answer any other questions that you guys may have. Again, that coupon code for you guys is IG Live for 10% off. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you, Darlene. I appreciate you. Talk to you guys later. Happy wholesaling.